1 in 4 students across Scotland experience gender-based violence. Regarding University has come up with a support system that aims to tackle this statistic. Speak Up, Speak Out is part of the campaign that aims to promote zero tolerance towards abuse. Have you ever experienced gender-based violence?
Before I came to uni, I was in a really abusive, toxic relationship, and being here, seeing the gender-based violence campaign, it made me realise that what I went through was actually domestic abuse.
What support did you receive from the university?
The first responders from the campaign, they directed me towards the counselling that the uni has to offer, and I'm currently going through that just now.
The university started the campaign in response to a death of an Aberdeen student who was a victim of gender-based violence. The term gender-based violence is used to include all genders and same-sex relations. Other Scottish universities are starting to follow in their footsteps.
From the really top thing would be sort of rape or whatever, but there's all sorts of coercive behaviour, controlling behaviour, sort of anything from controlling what you're spending, who you spend time with. This can all be counted as that, but it's that sort of asking people to think about their own behaviour and whether they are being violent to somebody. For example, if you're having sex, to make sure that you have full agreement about what's going to be taking place before you actually have sex. It's things like that. Have you seen the cup of tea video? The cup of tea video is brilliant. You should go and have a look at it online. It talks about, well, if I offered you a cup of tea and you said yes, that's absolutely fine, but then I go away to make it and you change your mind. Well, I don't then hold you down and force the tea down your throat, or have hysterics and sulk and shout at you, or even hit you because you don't want the tea anymore. So it's a really clever way of getting people to think about, well, if I wouldn't do that about a cup of tea, then would I do that about sex? We obviously have had a lot of concern about gender-based violence. There's a growing understanding of how much gender-based violence there is on campuses throughout the UK. But what sort of really started us thinking about it here was obviously the tragic event that happened at Aberdeen University, and at the same time Strathclyde University got some funding to do some research about gender-based violence, and they produced a package which we piloted for them. So that's where the actual things that are happening at the moment on campus are influenced by.
Aberdeen University has adopted an online system where students can report abuse and then receive support from a first responder.
The first responder scheme was largely put in place in recognition that although we're aware that there is a lot of awareness raising, there is material and support out there, it's often not actually accessible when a person needs it most. And if it's not accessible, there's sometimes the chance that the sort of situation or the crisis that somebody finds themselves in may well escalate.
The Scottish Government has said that tackling such violence is a key priority. It seems as if our universities are fed up with the culture of silence and are taking their own stand to stamp out abuse. Jack Sinclair, RTÉ News.